People, Deluded, I'm back again just after completing the watch-alongs where the Euro 2024 campaign is concerned. Shout out to Granit Xhaka, Jorginho and Kai Havertz. It's been an entertaining start to the competition. We might as well see what's concerning Arsenal where the transfer rumours are concerned. As you lot know, 99.9% of them are BS, but it makes for great talking points as I believe the transfer window officially opened on Friday. Now, before we begin, I'm sure you've seen the terrible news that former England, Arsenal and Everton striker Kevin Campbell has unfortunately lost his life after a short battle with illness. RIP Kevin, and thoughts are with his family at this delicate time. And, you have to judge your life on how you touch others and, let alone football. When you're seeing all the tributes come out from former players and many other people about how Kevin was with them, it speaks volumes of the man. So legacy lives forever. Legends don't die. Yes, you might have departed this world physically, but his soul will forever remain in the hearts of those that he touched. So yeah, RIP Kevin Campbell, and thoughts are with his family at this difficult time. May God give them peace in their hearts and somehow help them come to terms with unfortunately terrible news. Grief is something, unfortunately, is a part of life that we all have to deal with. So once again, RIP Kevin. If you give me a second to share my screen, we'll go over better yet exactly what is concerning our football club. Now, as you know, Sesko signed a new deal at Leipzig. It's fair to say that's to put to bed at least for another year. Whether Arsenal are as intent on signing a forward as reports suggest, who knows? As usual, we've turned our attentions based on reports to Zerkzee, to Gyökeres, Ivan Toney and Osimhen. Links are in the background, and we've been linked with Guirassy once again, who apparently is of interest to not only Arsenal but Chelsea and Manchester United, and he could be available for a bargain price. I think he's a good player, but I just feel with Guirassy, I don't think he's a curtain raiser. I think he could come in, do a job, score goals and things like that. And again, respectfully to Eddie Nketiah, if Eddie was to leave and you brought him in to fill his spot, fair play. But for me, if we're not bringing in a curtain raiser, whether that's a youngster with potential like Sesko with a certain ground of, foundation, better yet of education, or someone that's a curtain raiser like an Osimhen or whatever, then I think it's best to turn our attentions elsewhere and park off the striker for 12 more months, even though I think a striker would elevate this football club. Allegedly, all three clubs are involved in a fierce battle to sign him, and he could be available for a bargain price. Once again, what is reported in the papers and what's going on in the world of football are different things. This is someone that, in my opinion, has been angling for a move for the last few months now, and he's been linked with not only those three clubs mentioned, but a lot of those. So we have to tread carefully. Allegedly, in the season that's just gone, people, he enjoyed a prolific season. He got 30 goals in 30 appearances, which is great, if I'm completely honest. Stuttgart achieved the second place finish. Apparently, only Harry Kane bettered Guirassy's tally in Europe's top 5 leagues last season, and the 28-year-old's goal-scoring exploits have put him firmly on the radar of Premier League clubs. Now, all of these clubs mentioned there are looking for a striker, so you'd imagine he's at least been discussed internally and he's flagged up on certain radars, people. It says Manchester United have an interest in him, people, and Bayern Munich did, but they've abandoned such. He could be available for 18 to 20 million euros, which equates to about 15 to 17 million pounds, people, and he would see an uplift on his 2.5 mil per year salary. He's got 2 years left on his deal, so he could be available at a premium. I mean, at a discount rather than a premium. So we'll have to see. I don't really buy that. Let me know your thoughts on the player. Away from that, you would have seen in the last couple of hours, Arsenal have inquired allegedly about the availability of Onana. Now, we've been linked with Onana before, and the more credible journalists have distanced Arsenal from an impending move for him and said there's an admiration for him, but he doesn't fit the profile. We all know Everton are treading closely to PSR/FFP issues. Braithwaite's been linked with United. Onana's been linked with Arsenal. They've actually been linked with a new owner, Everton, as well. So we'll have to see what that demands. For what it's worth, allegedly, we've inquired about Onana with a deal to be done by the end of June, which we've got about 2 more weeks to help Everton with this season's current PSR. If this does happen, it will be a blow to Man United's attempts to sign Jarrad Braithwaite. Everton would then not need to sell their private centre-back. I mean, they wouldn't be pushed to accept whatever deal that Man United put at their table versus whatever Arsenal do as we approach the end of June. I don't think either club will be pushed into or rushed into getting a move done, if I'm completely honest with you. But who knows where Onana's concerned. Apparently Aston Villa have been linked with him, as Douglas Luiz could be joining Juventus, apologies, and apparently his girlfriend could be signing for Juventus. Apparently, Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey is close to finalising a move to Saudi Arabia, says ESPN. Would we let Thomas Partey necessarily leave without bringing in a midfielder, or having extreme confidence, like 98% or 99.9% sure that we are getting another central midfielder? I don't know. Partey is someone that every window is subject to speculation, with his contract running down, with his age, with his wages, and unfortunately his availability is anything but that on a consistent basis. You know, Douglas Luiz has been linked with Arsenal, not as aggressively in the last few days, and it's looking like it's being put to bed as he and his girlfriend look ever closer to swapping Aston Villa for Juventus. Where have you heard, you know, a woman footballer and a man footballer, a couple, both complete a double move? I mean, it makes sense, but first time I've really heard something close to that. Apparently, Arsenal are willing to accept a bid of 30 million for Smith Rowe this summer, as he's got 2 years left on his deal. Reece Nelson's also allegedly, courtesy of David Ornstein, told Arsenal he'll assess his options. 30 million for Smith Rowe. I mean, didn't we reject a 45 million pound offer in January? So can we angle for at least 40 million? You lot know me, I'm a big fan of Dani Almo. Apparently, Liverpool ahead of Barcelona in the race to sign him. I don't think Arsenal will sign him. He's currently playing for Spain at international level with the Euros. He came off the bench against who did Spain play now? My mind's gone blank. Croatia. You know, the Croatians really were toothless. I thought they play a lot better in that group of death, really. Would love Dani Almo. Presents an opportunity for someone that can play as a 10, an 8 out wide, very high technical level, the capacity to score goals, and undoubtedly a great player. So yeah, that's the bed. We know we're not signing Julian Alvarez, but my long-term supporters know I'm a big fan of his. Apparently, Manchester City will not entertain any offers for the 24-year-old this summer, who's been linked with a bunch of clubs. We've gone over Braithwaite and whatnot before. You know, Davies would be a dream at Arsenal because Arteta, in my opinion, you know, would love him and would get a tune out of him. And we've been linked with left backs. And it seems like, again, the more credible journalists are saying that Mikel Arteta is intent on signing a left back. I think he's angling for a move to Real Madrid. I think him and his agents are probably playing the game of setting unrealistic demands from Bayern Munich to kind of force their hand to sell him either at a discount or just get him out of the door. You know, obviously with Mendy's form for Real Madrid and being able to stay fit, it raises the question. In my opinion, on top of Mbappe, in an ideal world, Real Madrid would bring in Davies and the young Lenny Euro from Lille. We'll have to watch that one there, but he would be a dream like Julian Alvarez. You would have seen, I've covered this in the previous video on David Ornstein, courtesy of The Athletic, has spoken. Apparently, Reece Nelson has allegedly told the club he's considering leaving just after signing a new deal. I mean, the 24-year-old needs to go somewhere he's able to get a start and actually put a run of form together and play and really, I say kickstart his career, because even though he's 24, it feels like his career's never really got going, if I'm honest. And it does feel like his future lies away from Arsenal. But would Arsenal sanction his exit, considering we've signed him to a new deal without bringing in a winger? And I think with him and Aaron Ramsdale, it'll be interesting because they're under contract for a long period of time. Both those players need to angle for moves. But, you know, I think Arsenal are in a strong position, unlike with Smith Rowe or Zinchenko with 2 years left. We're always linked with Nico Williams, and apparently we're chasing him courtesy of Football London. He's got a £42 million release clause, people. Ben Jacobs has spoke on him and he said, it is completely quiet at the moment, full focus on the Euros. There is a release clause of around 58 million euros, so clubs are informed. But again, Nico is happy in Bilbao, and any club should pay big money to the player also in terms of a salary package. Apparently, that could be a stumbling block. Apparently, he's on 200 grand a week, people. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yusuf Fofana links won't go away. He's been linked with a number of clubs, including Juventus, who are also looking at Coop minors. This has gone to say he could be available for 15 million euros plus bonuses. So he could be available at a premium, the 25-year-old, who I'm a big fan of. And once again, Arsenal could accept a £30 million bid for Smith Rowe. So if Partey was to depart to Saudi Arabia, you get 30 million for Smith Rowe. You get a similar sort of fee for Nelson, and Ketia could also be gone as well. We start to get some decent money to play around with on top of what's obviously allocated to our budget. You know, we can't sell everyone. We can't bring everybody in. I wouldn't necessarily want too much turnover, because it feels like in the last 2 years, we've got a bit of stability at the football club. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Would you bring in Onana? Would you go for Nico Williams? Would you go for Guirassy? And again, rest assured, any other talking points, rumours, etc., I'll get the videos out for you lot. Let me know your thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe, check out the rest of the videos. Most importantly, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, stay blessed. Once again, RIP Kevin Campbell. You lot enjoy what's left of your morning, afternoon, evening and night, and we'll link up again soon. But for now, peace.